Hello, everybody, and welcome to Yost Ice Arena for a special interview before the start of the 2019-20 Michigan hockey season. My name is Nick Hornberg, and joining me from the Michigan hockey team, Dakota Raabe and Nick Pastujov. So first off, thank you to both of you for coming on.
Yeah, not a problem. Thanks for having us.
So everybody's just kind of arrived back on campus. The season's a little bit less than a month away. Where are you guys at in terms of season prep?
This week was our first week of skating with the coaches. So prior to this, it's been mostly just captain skates, workouts with Joe. And then this week was our first kind of half week of working through systems and getting through that team stuff that we're going to be looking forward to later.
All right. And then obviously you're coming off the heels of last season, which didn't really go the way you guys were hoping. Expectations were high, and it didn't ultimately amount to much. Have you guys focused on anything specific this offseason? Both of you guys have been through a couple off seasons here. Have you focused on anything different to kind of get back to where you were 2 years ago when you made the run to the Frozen Four?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing was just every year getting bigger, stronger, and faster. I mean, Mel likes to play a fast-paced game, and so do we. So I think if we can get back to playing that fast game, playing good defense, having good goaltending, I think we'll be right back to where we were my freshman year at least.
Both of you guys really kind of were pleasant surprises last season. Nick, you had more points last season than you did your first two seasons combined. What changed for you?
I think a lot of that is just, one, your confidence in yourself and your confidence every game and every shift going into it. And two is, I got a bigger role in the team the better I was playing. So I think both of those things, the coaches trust in you and you kind of trusting the systems, go hand in hand. And I think when you add those things up and just get into the game, expect to dominate, that's just what you're going to do.
And Dakota, you emerged on a unit that really surprised a lot of people. You, Garrett Van Wy, and Nolan Moyle. What is it about playing with those two guys that allowed all three of you to really emerge as a line that nobody expected, that played key minutes down the stretch?
It was good. I mean, Nolan's a really fast player, so is Garrett. And then having two big, strong guys, it really helps, at least me in the corners. Like, they're strong on the puck. And I think once the season got later on, we just kind of build more confidence. And I think the more puck touches that we got and seeing, like, Mel play us more and more, it gave us confidence down the stretch of the season.
And then down the stretch, you guys, just from our observations, played a lot, a physical fourth line with you, Garrett, and Nolan, with a more finesse-oriented defensive pairing with Joe Ciccone and Quinn Hughes. Do you know if Mel is going to trot out another more finesse-oriented pairing to play with the three of you guys?
We'll see. I mean, right now, he's trying to work all the freshmen in. So, you got to give them a chance. It's really up to the coaches right now. So I guess we'll find out in a couple weeks.
All right, and Nick, you've probably been asked the question a million times. You in a position you get to play with your brother. What's it been like? Your brother's been on campus now, going into his third. This is your fourth. What's it been like playing with your brother?
It's cool, especially every year just playing with him. It'll be cool this year because realistically it might be the last year I get the chance to play with him. So hopefully I get some looks with him down the stretch. He's obviously a guy that I connect with probably better than anyone on the ice. We always kind of know where each other are. We can play kind of complementary styles together, which is very cool, and it's cool to see how our games evolved into that. It's been cool the last 2 years. It's cool now that, like, me and him and a lot of our buddies are living together going into my senior year. I kind of got everyone together and just trying to finish out strong.
So you kind of just answered my question. It's something that we've talked a little bit about at WCBN. Do you think you're better playing on a line with him or a line without him?
I think we play a very complementary game, like I said, to where a lot of things that I do well, he not necessarily doesn't do well, but I think we play different aspects of the game better than each other. So when you put us on a line together, I think we can really strive. We really dominate teams the way we have in the past. And I think we can also do that with other players. So regardless of which way coach wants to go, whether we're on a line or not, I think we're both going to have a big year this year. And, I obviously hope we get some looks together.
And Dakota, you've played almost exclusively on the wing. Nick, you've played kind of all over the front in your Michigan career. Which of the three positions do you feel most confident in?
I like center. I like my role in the D zone. I like my ability to just shut everything down in the D zone so the guys I'm playing with can play in the offensive zone. I think that's really where a lot of our production comes from, a lot of our success comes from, is just the lack of time that we do spend in the D zone, being able to just absolutely get after it on the forecheck and get after it in the offensive zone with some high-skilled players. So I like having that control over the face-off circle and that control in the D zone, so I really like playing center.
And you guys have a couple highly touted new guys coming in. One plays in your guys' position group is John Beecher, first-round pick for the Bruins. What's he been like? Has you been impressed with him?
Yeah, no, he's a big kid. He's strong. Obviously, he's a good locker room guy too. He's nice. I mean, just from these captain skates, you can see that his skating's good for his size, and I think he'll be a good addition to the program for sure.
And Nick, something else that went up for you statistically, something that may be good or bad depending on how you view the game, is your penalty minutes. Although a large chunk of that was a brawl against Michigan State. I believe was that Tommy Apap, the one you took on?
I don't know.
But you don't need to apologize, because I think a lot of people watching loved it. But can you kind of take us through what happened there?
I mean, the big brawl that happened was I think someone on our team took it to net or something. They didn't like it, and I just saw they had 5 guys down low compared to our 2 guys. Figured at least try to get a little more even, jump in there. Seemed like everyone was just kind of throwing fists, so I figured no point in not jumping in. And then our D got involved too, which is good to just see that at least everyone had a man of themselves. I think it got the fans a lot more excited for the next time we played those guys. So.
Yeah. The next time you played him, you won too.
Yeah,
won both times.
Yeah, it's good. Definitely not losing those guys and having a winning record. Yeah, I don't think we're going to get any friendlier with them this year moving forward, which is good. But I also think this year we're gearing up to be a lot stronger team. And hopefully we have whatever it is, a 4-0, 5-0, 6-0 record against them this year.
Yeah, you actually did pretty well. I think you went 2-2-1 actually. I believe it actually started. It was one of their guys showered Levine, and Boca didn't like that. But
yeah, I can see that.
Watching a lot of games him against Michigan State, he doesn't like a lot of things they do.
Yeah.
Speaking of which, you lose a handful of guys. Perhaps the most shocking, just because of the timing, was Josh Norris, left in mid-May off to I think he's playing in Belleville this fall. What was that like? Just kind of coming in, you think he's coming back, and then all of a sudden he isn't.
Yeah, I mean, it was one of those things we always kind of knew as a team, like the fact that he hadn't committed to stay or committed to leave. We knew he was thinking about it. And I mean, we're obviously all happy for him as a team and as a program for him to move on to the next level. We do wish he could stick around our senior year. I think we're going to be really strong this year with the Frozen Four in Detroit. We have a lot of good things going for us this year. So it would have been really cool to have him stick around at least one more year and ride that out with us. But I mean, at the end of the day, we're all just happy as a group for him.
And obviously, the developmental camps came this summer. Nick, you were drafted by the Islanders coming out of the developmental team. This is your 4th developmental camp or 3rd?
It's actually my 2nd. I didn't get to go to the one after I got drafted because of my surgery that I had, so I wouldn't have been very useful there. And then after my sophomore year, I just kind of didn't go. So this is the 2nd one I've been to, but I definitely felt more confident this one than the first one.
And, I think most people don't understand what it's like to go through a developmental camp with a team. Can you just kind of take us a quick description of what it's like being at camp?
Yeah, I mean, it's a cool experience to get to go and play against guys from overseas and play against guys who got drafted just now, first round, play against some of the AHL guys, some of the OHL guys, different college guys that we played against all year. It's just cool seeing everyone, even though it's in the middle of summer, some guys might be rusty, but everyone's obviously going hard. And just kind of seeing where you are on like the yardstick as far as what you need to work on, kind of where you are compared to these high-end guys. It's a really, really good look, and getting to know the staff and stuff like that and just be around the rink and see how the professionals do it. It's a really cool experience.
And you got to go with a couple teammates, Strauss Mann and Jimmy Lambert. That was probably the first time you went with other teammates?
Yeah, the first year was just me there.
And, what's it like being able to go to developmental camp with 2 guys who you already know quite well.
It was definitely cool. I mean, it's definitely a lot nicer going in, knowing people. Me and Strauss were on the same team. So was Jimmy, so that was also very nice. They both did really well, which was awesome to see. And it was cool just seeing them shine there and get to know other people too. And it was fun. Definitely made it a lot easier.
And, Nick, there's a group of seniors, you, Will, Griffin Luce, Luke Martin, who've been through quite a lot together. You played developmental team, then you play now 3 years here going into your fourth. Is it, can you tell me about what's it like going, this is going to be your last season. You've played with those guys for so long, and now this is probably going to be your last season with you guys barring trades down the road. Do you think just having that core of you guys together has really helped with the team?
I think that's one of the biggest things we're going to have moving forward is just that the fact that 4 of us have played together for so long, and then you add guys like obviously Slaker, Winnie, and Levine. I think we have a really, really solid group of seniors that will be able to kind of elevate this team to the next level and to the level of hockey that we all want to play as a unit. I think like our juniors like Raabe, Mike, Morgs, and Becker are also going to hold like everyone at that higher level because these guys have been there to the Frozen Four. They all know what to do. And then even the sophomores now know what it's not like to be a good team. And I think we've kind of showed them what we need to do to be a good team this year. I think moving forward, we're all going to be on the same page, and that's why I'm really, really excited about the next year.
And Dakota, Nick's path to Michigan was fairly straightforward, Plymouth, then to here. Yours was not so much. We talked with Nick Blankenberg in the spring. He was Michigan, then out to Alberta, then back. Yours will even a few more bends than that, California, then up to British Columbia, then to here. Can you kind of tell me about how that's all been?
Yeah, I actually started out when I first went to Wenatchee. We were in the NAHL and played down in Texas, and then the following year we moved to the BCHL, and I stayed there for 2 years. And my second year, we had a combine there, Brian Weisen came up to me and scouted me from there, and it was funny because I knew Mel from Michigan Tech. He came and recruited me to there, and it was just funny how it worked out that he ended up being the coach at Michigan, so it ended up being a blessing in disguise for me.
And you just kind of answered my question there. I was going to ask, you came in Mel Pearson's inaugural season. I know hockey recruiting can sometimes be a couple years before you ultimately show up. So were you more a Mel Pearson recruit, or were you a Red Berenson recruit?
Definitely a Mel Pearson and Brian Weisman recruit, then probably Red.
All right, so we're running out of time here. Dakota, we'll leave you with the last word. Season, as stated at the top, less than a month away. How do you feel about how this team is? New leadership, new captains, another season removed from the Frozen Four run, but enough of you on it that it's still fresh in your minds. How do you feel about this team relative to the past few?
I think we're going to be really good. I think we're going to be really strong. We're going to be really deep. We're going to have 4 good lines that all can play. I think this year we're going to be really close too. I mean, obviously, I'm really close with the senior class. I'm close to the sophomore class, and those are 2 pretty big classes right there. So I think as a whole, we got good freshmen coming in, and I think we're all just excited to get things rolling, and I think we're going to be a fast, good team.
All right, that will do it. Thank you very much to Dakota Raabe and Nick Pastujov for being willing to come on. Thanks, guys, and good luck this season.
Yeah, thanks for having us.
Thank you very much.
And once again, you're listening to 88.3 WCBN FM Ann Arbor from Yost Ice Arena. Have a great day, everybody, and until we meet again, go Blue.